somebody to join me. I still don't really know how people are notified that I am live here on YouTube. I have done over 500 TikTok lives. My name is Joyce Fields, and I'm 81 years old. And up until August 29th, it was my very last TikTok live that I did. I've done over 500 TikTok lives. I did my last TikTok live on August 29th, Friday, August 29th of this year, 2025. And, oh, thank you. It doesn't tell me who you are yet. So I would like to know how you found out that I was doing my live. Can you tell me that? I would really appreciate that, knowing how you found out that I was doing my live. Did it come up in your feed? Did you get a message or now I used to do TikTok lives. Okay, Chelsea, so you know. Hi. This is really a slow process. I'm really not liking it, but I am going to hang in there and see if it's going to get better. So, like I said, I'm not liking it, but I'll see where it takes me. But I'm still giving the same advice. So, and it's helping people here on YouTube as well. So, that just helped me make up my own mind. See, sometimes when you say it out loud, see, for real, that really does work. You hear yourself. Uh, uh, yeah, you see, I know, but we'll give it a chance. I'm willing to do 3 months. So I'm willing. That's what I'm saying right now. Okay. Yeah. So, but I don't know. But lately when I was doing my TikTok lives, I'm waiting to see if more people are going to come as well. When I was doing them, it got to the point where I didn't get more than maybe 100 people. Yeah, I do get the good feedback. I really appreciate that. So, but right now I'm not getting more than 21 people on each live. But I still get good feedback. So even if I just had two people, including you, or three, including you and the Real Happy Hearts, uh, or you understand what I'm saying. So, hi, somebody else just came and joined us. Can you tell me how you learned that I was doing this live here on YouTube? I used to do my lives on TikTok. I have done over 500 lives on TikTok. And TikTok sent the live creator a message. We see a message on the screen, and it said, "We're notifying viewers that you're live." Uh, No, I'm not gonna do both. I got a whole lot of life to live. So no, I'm not doing both. No, by no means. Okay. So um TikTok used to notify viewers that you're live. And I don't think that YouTube does the same thing. Yeah, so I do. I get good feedback, but so I will continue, but I'm gonna leave it open. Now, is that still just you, Shelster, that it says one and now it says none? So I just don't know how people I don't think people get notified that I'm live. So my subscribers have gone up, but it's nowhere near what I would like for it to be. Somebody said you have to have 1,000 subscribers. Another person has joined. Can you tell me how you learned that I was doing this live? Now they went away. Okay. All right. So I guess it's just you and me, Shell. So um, I'm just anxious to see what's going to happen. But you already know. Yes, I told you that is true about the 1,000. Yeah. Okay. So you have to have 1,000 subscribers before you can bring guests up. Is that the case, Shells? Before you can bring guests up, or what is the thing you have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to do what? That's my question. You have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to do what? Okay. Now somebody else joined us. Can you tell me how you learned that I was doing this live? Okay, Shells, I got your answer. Thank you. Can you tell me how you learned that I was doing this live? Did you just scroll into it, or did it come up in your feed, or were somebody told me they sent a message? So I would think that maybe subscribers are sent messages, but I'm not sure. So, and now it says none. So that's not it. I don't, okay. That, hey, Michael. Michael, do you get a message that I'm live, or do you just know? What do you do to access this live that I'm doing right now? What did you do to get here? Were you notified? Okay. Can you tell me that, Michael? We received a notification that you are live. Okay. All right. So what is the crown? Does that mean they're a subscriber? Uh-huh. Okay. Good. I'm still trying to learn the way that YouTube works. I don't understand it, but I guess I'll get better. I'm sure I will with time. So this is only my second week of doing YouTube lives. Oh, okay. You subscribe and you turn notifications on. Okay. All right. That really answers my question. So now, Shells, you saw that, right? Michael said that he subscribed and he turned notifications on. Okay. So thanks, Michael. Now, I do these YouTube lives in order to share the advice that I have gained in my 81 years of living. And I share this advice because I live it. I'm 81 years old. I have lived this advice since I was about 10 years old. That's a long time, y'all. That's a long time. And I know that it works. The title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. Undifficult Your Life. And the advice that I share will help you to do just that. Uh-huh. That's good. Thanks, Shells. So the pillars, I share 4 pillars of advice. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I tell you how you do that. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old or older, I tell you exactly how you do that. But I always start with the toddlers. So if you're raising toddlers, you'll want to hear how easy it is to teach toddlers patience. Then pillar number 3 is stay calm. There is so much power. Oh, I can't even describe how much power there is in your ability to stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry, frustrated, or any of those kinds of things. So you got to stay calm. And throughout my lives, I do what I call helpful hand visuals. And I call them that because in one of my lives this year that was on when I was doing my TikTok lives, one of my viewers, her name is Jessie Knott, she said, quote, "These visuals are so helpful," unquote. And the visuals that she's talking about are gestures, visuals that I do with my hands, as well as in combination with the words that are coming out of my mouth. And it conveys, I communicate philosophies, concepts, ideas, examples from my mind to y'all's mind. That is my gift. That is one of the gifts that I was given. All of us have been given gifts, and usually your gift is or gifts are going to be something that you are really good at and something that you enjoy. And one of my gifts is the ability to use helpful hand visuals to communicate points from my mind to y'all's mind. And you'll see when I do them, um, it's hard for you to believe it when I'm just saying it, but you'll see. If you hang with me in this live, you'll see. And I do my first helpful hand visual in pillar number 1. So now pillar number 3 is stay calm. And oh no, I don't even know how to do that, Michael. So stay calm. There is so much power in there, in your ability to stay calm. And then the last pillar, there are 4 pillars. And pillar number 4 is remember the 4 words, hey Ryans, that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, frustration, anger, all of that. And I will tell you what those 4 words are when I get to the 4th pillar. Okay? Now, my name is Joyce Fields. I'm 81 years old, and I live the advice that I share with y'all. I use it every day. It undifficults my life. And the title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. A lot of y'all are making choices and decisions and all of that are making y'all's lives a lot more difficult than they have to be. The 4 pillars of advice that I share will help you to undifficult your life. Now, pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. There are only 2 attitudes that you can have, just 2. You think about this. There are only 2 attitudes that you can have, a negative attitude or a positive attitude. That's it. That's it. Okay, thanks, Shells. So I am convinced that you do not choose to have a negative attitude. Here's the way I think it works. If you don't choose to have a positive attitude, and a positive attitude is a choice that you make, it is an on purpose choice that you make, it is a deliberate choice that you make. And if you don't choose to have a positive attitude, you almost certainly will have a negative attitude, or you'll lean towards the negative attitude. You see? I don't think it's a choice. It's like it's a default. If you don't choose to have a positive attitude, and like I said, you have to choose it on purpose. And the way that you choose to have a positive attitude is very simple. You write a program. You write a program. And now you say, how do you write a program? You say it out loud. That's how you write a program. You say it out loud. And here's what you say. Here is the program that I want you to write. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. I'm going to repeat that. This is the program that you write and say it out loud. I don't care who's around you. When you say these words out loud, you spread positivity because somebody that will hear you may say, "Oh, I would like to know how you do that. Tell me." Words like that, you know? So here's what you say. Here's your program. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Good morning. That's what you say. And I don't care what your attitude was like 5 minutes ago. I don't care what your attitude was like yesterday or last week. The program states very emphatically, from now on. You got that? From now on. That means from this point forward, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude from this point forward. I don't care where your attitude was 5 minutes ago. Like I told you, it is a choice that you make. It is a deliberate choice that you make to have a positive attitude. A positive attitude takes effort, it takes energy. A negative attitude takes very little effort, it takes very little energy, it drains you. You see? The positive attitude takes fun effort and fun energy. It's like you're holding a socket in your hand, a plug in your hand, and you stick it into your spirit. You plug it in to your soul, and it electrifies you. That's what it does. It electrifies you. It kicks you into gear. It kicks you into becoming a more forceful part of your own life. That's what a positive attitude does. It electrifies you for real. And when you say that program and you truly mean it, and here's the program again. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. And put your feet on the path. Set your feet right there on that path to do just that, to develop and maintain a positive attitude. Like I said, there's only two, a negative attitude or a positive attitude, and you must choose to have a positive attitude. Now, I'm going to show you what a negative attitude looks like. You heard that correctly. I'm going to show you what a negative attitude looks like. On the count of three, I'm going to show you. 1, 2, 3. This is what a negative attitude looks like, y'all. These are the kind of people that say, "Woe is me, my life sucks. I can't stand this, I can't stand that," and complain, complain, complain. In the meantime, this is a helpful hand visual, and I'm showing y'all what this is. My hands are doing, these are positive elements constantly flying through the universe at all times. But they always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. You see that? When you have a positive attitude, portals open up to you, doors, windows, everything opens up to you. Positive things flood into your realm, into your existence, into your spirit. So, into your life, you see? So, but now, when you have a negative attitude, these are all the positive elements flying over your head. You have a negative attitude. When you write the program, when you say those words out loud, here's what you say. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. This is what happens to you. On the count of three, I'm going to show you. 1, 2, 3. Now, you see what happened? What was flying over your head is now making contact with your psyche. You see that? Did you see it? Did I convey that? Did I communicate that helpful hand visual to y'all to the point where you understood the point? Do you understand? Did I do that effectively from my mind to y'all's mind? Come on, give me some responses. Oh, good. Thank you, Michael. Very. Oh, good. Yes. Good. Wonderful. So now, like I was saying, a lot of y'all probably lean towards the negative. I said probably. And I'm going to read y'all a list of words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. And it might be you. But not to worry, because a positive attitude is a choice. Like I said, you must choose to have it. And once you choose to have it, there ain't no turning back. No, oh, honey, it's such a fun ride. It is really, really good. So, okay, thanks for the responses, y'all. Appreciate it. Now, here are these words describe personality traits or characteristics. These words will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. It could be you, like I said. But I'm also going to read y'all the list of words that will help you to develop your own positive attitude. And if you already have some of these traits, then just focus on them and bring them out even more. But first, we're going to go into the words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. And like I said, it could be you. But there's hope because you have to choose to have a positive attitude. Here are the words: anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment and holding grudges, inferiority, lies and dishonesty, false pride, superiority, ego. Back up to the top. The very first word is anger. Do you know people who are full of anger? People who are angry? Are you the one who's full of anger? Who's angry? That is negative. How about resentment and holding grudges? Do you know people who are full of resentment? People who hold grudges? Are you the one who is full of resentment, who holds grudges? That is negative. I'm coming back to it though, but I'm going to go on to lies and dishonesty. Do you know people who lie? People who are dishonest? Are you the one who is the liar? Who is the dishonest one? That is negative. Back up to resentment and holding grudges. I'm going to tell you something that you probably have never heard before. If you are full of resentment and if you hold grudges against other people, you are living in the past. You are living in the past because you're holding on to something, you're carrying something around that happened past tense. There is nothing, the people that did that to you, nothing they can do about it to change it. There is nothing that you can do about it to change it. It happened. It already happened. The only thing that you can do is to forgive them. You must forgive them. And you don't forgive letting them off, thinking that you're letting them off the hook. No, you forgive for your own sake. When you hold on to unforgiveness, when you hold on to ugliness, to grudges and all that kind of ugly stuff, when you lie, when you're angry, when you're full of guilt and regret, those are negative things. When you hold on to them, they create an internal, invisible burden on your soul, on your spirit. You see, that's what happens to you. You must forgive them. And no matter who it is or what they did, they and it must be forgiven in order for you to be released from the burden that you are putting on yourself. Look around you at people that you know are full of resentment, people that you know are holding grudges against other people. In a lot of cases, those people are not in good health. A lot of them are on pharmaceutical medications. They are not aging well. They look older than they are. So you see, a negative attitude is not a good thing. And all of that is a part of a negative attitude. Resentment and holding grudges. That's negative. You must forgive. Now, so you forgive. That doesn't mean you go back into their lives or they come back into yours. But that can be the case if all parties agree. That's fine. But you must forgive. There are those who say forgive and forget. Hell no. You don't ever, not ever. I can't say never ever often enough. You don't ever, you never ever forget what was done to you. You keep it on the stove, on the back burner, but you never forget. But you must forgive. And when I was a kid, there was no such thing as a text message or email or video call, that kind of stuff. You know, nothing like that existed. So I'm saying that to say this: you can forgive by text messaging them, or emailing them, or video calling them, or whatever. You can forgive that way, but you can also forgive them by saying it out loud to the universe. If you don't ever want anything else to do with them, you can do it that way. Say it out loud to the universe. You don't want to text them. You don't want to email them. You don't want to video. You don't want to do anything that has you in contact with them. So you can say it out loud to the universe. And I say this every live I do. The universe or God or whatever you call your higher power was there when the mess happened to you. Do you understand that? Yeah. Whatever you call your higher power, it was there when the mess happened to you, when they did it to you or said it to you, whatever, you see? So now, and I already, did I tell you? I don't care who it was or what they did, you must forgive them. There's no exceptions. So some people on my live say, yeah, but what if it was this? And what if it was that? There are no qualifications, so you must forgive. Now, like I was saying, you can, if you don't want to have anything else to do with them, you can forgive by saying it out loud to the universe. And like I said, the universe was there when this happened to you. So it knows. And I also say this when I do my lives: the universe or God or whatever you call your higher power sees everything you do right now, hears everything you say right now, can read your thoughts right now. Now, did that shake anybody up to the point where that causes you to think about changing your behavior? I usually, when I say that, it brings it to the forefront of people's consciousness that the higher power sees everything you do, hears everything you say, and can read your thoughts. You see? So that usually shakes up some folks. So Uh, I have 4 people on here. I hope that somebody can respond. Okay, give me a response. Did what I said about the higher power, or whatever you call the higher power, God, the universe, sees everything you do right now, hears everything you say right now, and can read your thoughts right now. Thanks, Michael. So that hopefully will cause you to think about what you say and do and think. Okay? Or the order that I said it, what you do, say, and think. Okay? So now, you can say it out loud to the universe. Like I said, the universe was there when it happened to you, it knows. So here's what you say out loud to the universe. Universe, I forgive so and so for doing such and such to me. I'm going to repeat that. Use your hand the way I use my hand as well. That symbolizes you touching the universe, you touching spirit. Okay? So now here I am. Here I'm going to do it again for y'all. I don't discuss politics nor religion on my live, so no way. So here's what you say. You're going to say it out loud to the universe. Universe, I forgive so and so for doing such and such to me. That's all you have to do. The universe was there. It knows exactly what you're talking about. You see? So now, I'll give you 4 examples of what has happened on my lives of people. I just finished eating, excuse me. People that have done that and what they experience. Example number 1, this young lady, she said, I forgave my dad like that, and I immediately burst into tears. The second young lady said, I forgave myself. And yes, you can forgive yourself that way as well. The universe saw what you did or heard what you said, see? So you can forgive yourself. That young lady said, I forgave myself, and I immediately burst into tears. The third one was a young man, and he said, I forgave, and I felt a shift in my spirit. You see? Now, the 2 that burst into tears, and also the one who felt a shift in his spirit. I'm going to tell you about the 4th one, too, in a few seconds. I told you earlier that when you hold on to unforgiveness, it creates an invisible internal burden on your spirit, on your soul. So that is a burden that you are carrying. That resentment, holding those grudges, it doesn't come without a price. When I call them the uglies, resentment, holding grudges, anger, lying, dishonesty, all of that ugly stuff, if you hold on to that, it damages you. The uglies only damage the person who holds on to them, damages the spirit, the soul of the person who holds on to them. You cannot do that, you see? So, holding on to resentment and holding grudges against other people is doing damage to you. That is why when they forgave, they immediately burst into tears, and the young man felt a shift in his spirit. That's because the Shelster calls it a pressure release valve. When you're holding on to all of that ugliness, the resentment, the grudges, the anger, the lying, all of that, when you forgive, it releases the pressure release valve. It goes psss. You see? You see? That is why they cried, or why they felt a shift in their spirit. Now, the fourth one is a person, one of my viewers. Her name's Patricia. She had been watching my lives, and I was talking about forgiveness and all of that. She had been holding a grudge against her mother for over 40 years. Over 40 years. All of these Mother's Days and all kinds of occasions that they missed, over 40 years worth. She forgave her mother after over 40 years. And this past Mother's Day, they celebrated together. She came up as a guest on my live, and it just absolutely blew me away. It just warmed my heart so much. I got full. I didn't boo-hoo, but to think that the advice that I share did something like that. So that just really warmed my heart. So forgive people. You must forgive, but don't ever forget. No, you don't forgive and forget. That's a whole bunch of BS. You'd be an idiot to forget. So remember always. So now, I'm going to tell you something else that you probably never heard before. Now, one of the things of this is this. Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time, and nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. You see? Now, here is a question that I'm going to ask you, and I'm only looking for responses that state no. I only have 4 people on here according to YouTube, so we'll see if I get any responses, okay? So now here is the question. Did you know that you live your life by a ratio? RATIO, ratio. Did you know that you live your life by a ratio? Give me some responses. Now I got 6 people on here. That's good. Come on, give me some responses. Do you know that you live your life by a ratio? RATIO. I only want no responses. So I will be explaining exactly what a ratio is and how you use it. Okay, come on, give me some responses. Did you know that you live your life by a ratio? And I'm only looking for responses that say no. And if you already knew it, and if you were on any of my previous lives, and so you already knew it, just sit there and smile. Know that you already know this. So come on, y'all. Am I going to get any responses? See, YouTube is saying I got 3 people on here now. Okay. I don't guess I'm going to get any responses. Okay. All right. So now, for those of you who don't know, like I said, I only got 3 people on there. I think Shelster and Michael already know. Well, now they say I got 5. So I'm just going to say it. Okay. All right. Now, a ratio is a very simple tool. Very simple tool that will definitely help you to better control your life. I'm going to repeat that. This is what a ratio is, and I'm going to explain even further. Further is in depth, farther is distance. So I got to remember that. Okay. So a ratio is a very simple tool that will definitely, I said, it will definitely help you to better control your life. I already told you, you cannot have a positive attitude 100% of the time. You cannot have a negative attitude 100% of the time. You live your life by a ratio. My ratio is 80-20. Some folks on my lives have chosen 75-25. Oh, and the ratio is controllable only by you. It is also movable. Yeah, you can't be negative because you're still living your life. You have your life to live. I would think that your family would want you to go on and live your life. Yeah. No, I'm answering you. Yes, I am. So think about your family. Would they want you to be not wanting to live your life? They would want you to live the best life you can for them. You see? Okay. Now I hope that helps you, Jesse. Straighten up and fly right now. You got to live what you got. That's all you can do. Make them proud of the life you choose. You see? I think those are some answers for you. Now, so the ratio. See, I remember where I was. My ratio is 80-20. Like I said, some folks on my lives have chosen 75-25, 60-40, all like that, you know? So as long as it equals up to 100. So mine is 80-20. I don't own that. Anybody can use 80-20, you see? So what that means, 80-20, that is my ratio. That is the way I live my life. Now, that means 80% of the time, I am happy being in the positive attitude mode. 20% of the time, I'm okay with being, I didn't say I was happy, being in the negative attitude mode. You got to be, you got to have some and some and some, okay? Or some and some, okay? Not 3 times, okay? So now, back over to the positive attitude mode. The positive attitude mode, that means 80% of the time, I honor the programs that I write. 80% of the time, I do what is right, fair, honest, considerate, kind, all of those wonderful things. 80% of the time. 20% of the time, that negative attitude mode that I can be in, and it would be the same for you, whatever percentage you assign to that negative part. That negative part can never, ever include physical abuse. That means you cannot hit people. That means you cannot throw things. Now, when I said you cannot hit people, I believe in corporal punishment when it comes to raising kids. I'm talking about adults, okay? Now, I do believe we got the belt, but let me tell you, that belt made you straighten up and fly right. I'm 81 years old. I ain't got more than 5 whippings in my whole childhood, okay? So, and the belt made you not ever do that again. So that's the way that's the way I think you should bring the belts back. Not beating, So, when a child, well, don't get me started. I can go on and on about raising kids. So I have a book about raising kids. I'll talk about that when I talk about patience. So, where was I? Sometimes I get lost where I'm 81, y'all, so cut me some slack. But most of the time, I get it back. 80% of the time. Oh, so that's where I was. See? Now I remember. I was talking about the negative part of your ratio, okay? Now, it can never include, see, I got off because I was talking about physical abuse. It can never include physical abuse as an adult. You cannot do any physical abuse to an adult. If you're raising kids, I say you can pop them on that little behind or on that hand with something, so a spoon or a belt, whatever. Okay, that's what was done to us. And we turned out fine. Very good human beings, respectful. So the way these kids being raised now, they're so disrespectful, it's amazing. So now that's a whole nother area. Okay. So it cannot include physical abuse. You can't hit anybody. You can't throw things. It cannot include verbal abuse. You cannot cuss anybody out. You cannot insult anybody. And thanks to my one of my viewers, she asked me. Her name is username is Midnight. She asked me to include tone of voice, and I did. So now I got three things: no physical abuse, you can't hit anybody, you can't throw anything. No verbal abuse, you can't cuss anybody out, you can't insult anybody, and no using an ugly tone of voice. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So those are the three things that you're okay when you're in that negative attitude mode, as long as you don't include those three things in that negative attitude mode. You see? It's just that simple, y'all. Now, Spirit came to me. I'm talking about, hold on, I'm trying to think now. What am I going to do? I got so much material and I'm trying to squeeze it in 90 minutes, you see. So, but I'm trying to make it make sense to y'all, too. Negative attitude, positive attitude. So I told you about the ratio. Can y'all use that ratio? Can you use that ratio? Come on, give me some responses. Jesse, are you still here? Come on, give me some responses. Can you use that ratio? Michael, I know you can, and Shelster, I know you can. They say I'm only got 3 people on here, so I don't know if Jesse's still here or not. But now, I'm going to move on. Spirit came to me in the month of June and said, Joyce, there's such a thing as outer peace. And I said, huh? Yeah. I said, huh? Outer peace. I had never in my life heard of outer peace until the month of June 2025. I knew about inner peace. Okay, Michael. Inner peace, yes, but not outer peace. Now, Spirit explained it to me. Inner peace can never be destroyed or disturbed. When you get inner peace, and you must have a positive attitude in order to get inner peace, when you get inner peace, it is sown into the fabric of your soul, into your spirit. You know, they cannot be separated, or your peace cannot be separated from you. Once you have that positive attitude, you can acquire, you can get inner peace. Now, outer peace is a whole different thing. I had never heard of it before June of 2025, just a couple months ago. Never heard of it. Outer peace is, and I always use these 2 examples. Let's say you're trying to study or you're trying to go to sleep, and somebody is making noise and it's disturbing your ability to do that. It's disturbing your peace. So there's even a law on the books for disturbing the peace. You can call the cops on somebody that's disturbing the peace. That is outer peace. Outer peace can be disturbed. Outer peace can be destroyed. Inner peace cannot. Now, speaking of that, I always talk about if anybody in your family is disturbing your peace, and that means, and I just thought about this in yesterday's live, getting on your nerves, doing stuff that really bothers you. That's disturbing your peace, okay? So now all of these things that I'm suggesting to you take place after you write the program that says, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. I'm going to repeat that. After you write this program, and the program states, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. And put your feet on the path to do just that, develop and maintain a positive attitude. It's an ongoing process every single day. But it's so much fun. It electrifies you. It makes you a part of your own life. It truly does. So, if anybody is disturbing your peace, and it's usually people in your family, you are obligated to tell them. You cannot allow people to disturb your peace. You cannot allow people to get on your nerves, but you can't be petty either. Okay, so now, always use love and kindness and tolerance, patience, all of those things. It pays off. It helps you. It helps your spirit. It helps your soul to be kind, to be patient, And don't forget, like I said, the higher power sees everything you do, hears everything you say, reads your thoughts. So give the higher power something to be proud of you about, okay? Or for, whatever. Now, if your family is disturbing your peace, you say words to this effect. And I love y'all dearly. I really and truly do. But when y'all do such and such, that disturbs my peace. Or when y'all say such and such, that disturbs my peace. They are not obligated to change their behavior because you tell them that, but you're obligated to tell them. Now, again, you use kindness and diplomacy, just be kind. And when you tell them that, then you give them enough time to change their behavior if they're going to change it. If not, then you are obligated to come back to them and say words to this effect. Now, family, I told y'all I love y'all dearly. But I also told y'all when you do such and such or when you say such and such, that disturbs my peace. And y'all are still doing it. I have to protect my peace. I must protect my peace. And let me tell you, if you don't protect your peace, who will? Okay? So I give y'all 3 options. And after I get a drink of water, I'm going to tell you what those 3 options are. Excuse me. This is water with lemon and ginger. The ginger is good for your liver, and I don't know what else is good for. Hey, the real happy hearts. And so, now I said I was going to tell you, the 3 options. Okay. See, I knew I was going to tell you something. The 3 options. Option 1. Now, I was telling y'all about don't let people disturb your peace. And that includes your mama. I'm going to tell you how to handle her in a few seconds. Option 1. I have to protect my peace, so I must feed y'all with a long-handled spoon. Option 2, you can also say, I gotta love y'all from a distance. Or option 3 is, I gotta stop coming around y'all. You're perfectly within your rights to say any of those things. Don't allow people to disturb your peace. Now, if it's your mama that's disturbing your peace, again, remember, all of this takes place after you have made that written program out loud and said it out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. You see? Say it and mean it and be working on doing just that. Oh, and I told y'all I was going to read you some of the positive words too, and I will after I get through with this. So here's your mama disturbing your peace. See, 80% of the time I remember where I was if I rewind and get it back. So here's your mama disturbing your peace. Here you are getting your peace disturbed. This is after you have written the program and said it out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Now, when you tell your mama, when you do such and such, or when you say such and such, that disturbs my peace. Some mamas would say, what peace? Or, you ain't got no peace. Be that as it may, leave your mama alone. When you write that program, when you say it out loud, From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude that raises your frequency. It raises your vibration. Now, your mama is still down here doing it, but you're no longer down here on this frequency, on this vibration. You're up here. And you are able then to look at her behavior and realize that it doesn't bother you anymore. You changed your frequency. You changed your vibration. You see? Now, did that helpful hand visual help y'all? Come on, I got 8 people on here now, so somebody should respond. Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Did I communicate that helpful hand visual effectively from my mind to y'all's mind? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Come on, give me some responses. Be quick with y'all's responses. It takes up my time. Oh, thanks, Shells. Appreciate it. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else? Good. Thank you. All right, great. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Now, I was telling you about your mama. So now that's another thing. Don't allow anybody to get on your nerves, to disturb your peace. Don't allow people to do that. You got to rise above that. You know, that really is kind of petty, because people are going to be people. They're going to do what they're going to do. You have to decide whether or not you're going to include them in your circle or be included in theirs. You see, you got to differentiate, you know. So if people are, you know, not lined up with your values, then you got to discuss it. I believe in talking about everything, you know, I really do. So there's no misunderstandings, you know. So if I had somebody, a friend of mine or whatever, that was doing things that I didn't think was good for them, I would pull their coat like the old folks used to say, you know. And then if they deal with it, you know, in a healthy way. Yeah. So in other words, it's all about communication, people. It's all about kindness. You know, it's all about patience. It's all about the 4 pillars: positive attitude, increase your patience, staying calm, and remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, frustration, everything. That's what it's all about. And the positive attitude will carry you through a whole lot of stuff. It's just like I had this one person on my live just now, just a few minutes ago. I was talking about all the people in his family have gone, have died. Now, I said, the people in your family would want you to continue to live, if not for yourself, for them, because they weren't here. And that's what I'm saying to everybody. Don't be sad. Live your life. Whatever, you know, when people die, that's something we're all going to do. It is inevitable for all of us. You have to live your life the best way you can. Be honest, be kind, be all of those good things, so that the higher power is always seeing what we do, always hearing what we say, can read our thoughts. So my whole thing is, make the higher power, or whatever you call your God or whatever, proud of you, proud that it put breath into your body. You see? That's what I think you should live for. You don't live for yourself. Live to make the world a better place, because you were here. You know, so all of us can do that. We all can develop and maintain a positive attitude. If more of us did, wouldn't you think that the world would be a better place? Okay, that's positive attitude. Here's a negative attitude. Negative attitude. This is you in the form of spirit, in the form of inner peace. Here you come. Look, this is a negative attitude. It can't get through. They can't get through. I'm talking inner peace and spirit. They can't get through. So they turn and go away. This is a positive attitude. Positive attitude, y'all. You can see what is going to happen. Here comes spirit. Here comes inner peace. Not only do they get through, they turn and encompass your entire spirit, your entire soul. Positive attitude. That's what happens. Inner peace and spirit. Spirit will come to you when you have a positive attitude. Inner peace will come to you when you have a positive attitude. And let's look, this is you in the form of spirit, in the form of inner peace. Would you land on somebody who has a negative attitude? Erase all that. Would you land on somebody who has a negative attitude? I sure wouldn't. Nope, not me. So it's not worth it to have a negative attitude. Open up your portals. Allow them to open. Now, when you put out positivity, positivity comes back. When you put out positivity, positivity comes back. Put it out, it comes back. Put it out, it comes back. Now, I'm only doing that in the screen size so that y'all can see. It's a conveyor belt of positivity coming out of you, coming back into you. So this conveyor belt is the size of this phone, is what I'm looking at to show y'all, but it's really as big as the universe. You understand? You see? Did you get that? Helpful hand visual? Come on, did y'all get that one? That helpful hand visual? Come on. Did you? Okay, so now, pillar number 2 is increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old or older, I'm going to tell you exactly how you increase your level of patience, your own level of patience. But I always start with the toddlers. If you're raising toddlers, 2 and 3-year-olds, it's easy to teach them patience. When the toddler asks for a cookie, tell the toddler, I'll give you that cookie in 5 minutes. Put yourself on the timer. Give that toddler that cookie in 5 minutes. Still using the timer, stretch it to 10, several times. Do that several times. Then stretch it to 10 minutes. Do that several times. Use the timer throughout this whole exercise of teaching patience to the toddlers. So all the way up to an hour or more. Not only will you be teaching that toddler patience, you will also be teaching that toddler how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. And it's a real blessing to have a patient toddler, a patient 5-year-old. That child will be patient all throughout his or her own whole life, you see. That's what you'll be doing, creating so much patience in the world. And now Spirit came to me and told me, Joyce, you can tell your viewers how they can teach themselves how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. So this requires a piece of paper and something to write with. And I'm going to grab another sip of water and count to 10 in my head to give y'all enough time to get pencil or whatever and piece of paper. And I'm going to, drink some water. Count it to 10 seconds, okay? Here's what you do. That piece of paper, on that piece of paper, write down the time it is right now, no matter what your time zone is. Put the paper away, then come back to it. It doesn't matter how much time it goes by. Try to guess what time it is at some future point, and try to guess what time it is. And do that several times every day. Write down the time and then, now I do that all the time, but I don't need the paper and anything to write with. You do it mentally. Once you get accustomed to doing it, you can do it mentally. You will no longer be shocked when you zero in on what time it is because you will know. You remember that it was 1 o'clock. How long ago? Maybe it was 2 hours ago. Maybe it's about three now. And then check and see what time it is, actually. So just do that all day long, every single day. And you will teach yourself how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. Okay, can y'all use that exercise? Come on, give me some responses. Give me some responses. That exercise on how you teach yourself how to feel elapsed time. Can y'all use that? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Be quick with your responses, please. Be quicker with your responses. I'm running out of time, y'all. Okay, so now that is the way you teach patience to a toddler. I also recommend this book, Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. I had it translated into Spanish. Madre Docena. I don't speak Spanish, so. Okay, good. Thanks, Michael. Now, this book is 48 pages, Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. It's 48 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. Okay? This book will guide you into raising kids that you can admire. And I bring this up in pillar number 2 because it's increased your level of patience. And the book, it's Mother's Dozen, that's 12. So I say that there are 12 ingredients in raising a great kid. And the 12th ingredient is patience. You see? And that's why I bring up the book. This book will guide you into raising kids that you can admire for real. It's $7.99. It makes a great gift to expectant parents, parents that are raising toddlers. Really makes a great gift to, I wrote it for kids up to like 4 years old. You can turn them around using that book to guide you. One of my viewers, her username is cat724. She bought it and read it. She said it's good for turning kids around up to 7 or 8 years old. So I said, well, that's wonderful. Glad to hear that. So if you want that, when I say turn them around, if they are on a path that you don't like, when they're 2 years old, 3 years old, you did that. For kids don't raise themselves. So you can undo it with the, and here are the chapters in the books. 12 ingredients. 12, these are the 12 ingredients. 1, start from infancy. 2, manners. 3, love for learning. 4, responsibility. 5, rules, order, and organization. 6, independence. 7, spirituality or a higher power. 8, affection. 9, discipline/self-control. 10, feed interests. 11, obedience. And 12, patience. Now, if you are 10 years old or older, you can teach yourself patience too. How you do that? Write a program. Here's the program that you write, and you say it out loud. If somebody else is around you, they may want to know how you're going to do it. You can tell them. Share and spread positivity. Here's what you say. I am teaching myself patience. I am teaching myself how to wait. I am increasing my level of patience. Especially if it's something that you were fiending for and something that you normally would give yourself immediate gratification for, don't do that to yourself. Make yourself wait. Make yourself wait. And if you make yourself wait past the point where you don't want it anymore, that is a wonderful thing. Because that tells you that you are more powerful than it was. You always were. But you never challenge yourself. So make yourself wait. That's all you got to do. Teach yourself patience on anything that you want. So, but be reasonable. You can make yourself wait 80% of the time, okay? Yeah. 20% of the time you can get it. Okay. So that's your ratio helps you to better control your life. Remember? See, that makes sense, I hope. All right, now that is pillar number 2. Increase your level of patience. I told you how you do it if you're 10 years old or older, exactly how you do it. That's what I told you. And I also told you how you teach patience to a toddler. That's the way you do that as well. And you can think of many other ways to teach patience, but I can give you one, just the basic. So now, pillar number 3. Pillar number 3, stay calm. Stay calm, y'all. Stay calm. There is so much power, unbelievable power, in your ability to stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry, agitated, aggravated, or anything like that. You lose your power. Now, I know you want to be powerful. Stay calm. Spirit came to me and told me, one of my lives this year, it was one of my TikTok lives. I've done over 500 TikTok lives. I love doing these lives, y'all. And all right, Spirit came to me and told me to use the word neurons. I had never ever used the word neurons in my lives before. I knew what neurons did. I had a vague knowledge of it, something to do with the brain. And so I was talking about staying calm as opposed to becoming angry. And like I told y'all, Spirit gives me all of these helpful hand visuals that I do. So Spirit said, I was talking about neurons, which I never did, but this is what your neurons do when you are calm. This is what I was doing in my life. This is what they do when you are calm. Your neurons are calm. They're gliding past each other. They're communicating with each other, you see? Now, as opposed to when you are angry, check this out, y'all. Here's what your neurons are doing when you're angry. Look. You got that? Stay calm, y'all. Now, Spirit came to me and gave me those helpful hand visuals between 4 and 5:15 a.m. when I was doing my live. Later on that evening, I kid you not, here's my hand, honest to goodness. Spirit came back to me and said, look up what neurons do. I never would have looked up what neurons do. I hadn't even given it another thought. So, but I obeyed. Spirit said, look it up. I looked it up. I Googled it. Here's what Google said. This is going to blow your mind. Here's what Google said. Neurons work together to produce memories, make decisions, and compute information. They take chemical signals, transport them, and form new wiring within the brain. Neurons also help different parts of the brain to communicate with each other. Excuse me. That's why you can't make good decisions when you are angry or upset. That's why you can't think straight. That's why you can't make good choices when you are angry or upset. Your neurons are doing this. They're not communicating with each other. So the next time you start to get angry, remember your neurons. Think about your neurons. Do you want them to be doing this? Or do you want them to be doing this? You control it by staying calm. It's just that simple, y'all. That's what I say. Undifficult your life. You got that? Undifficult your life. That's the title of my lives. Undifficult your life. Stay calm. Now, pillar number 4. Remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, frustration, all of that. Those 4 words are, this too shall pass. This too shall pass, y'all. Nothing lasts. No scenario, no situation is permanent. We're not even permanent as human beings. We use the word pass when we're talking about death. He passed last year. She passed yesterday. That's what we'll say. So this too shall pass. Nothing lasts. No matter how unpleasant it is, nothing lasts. Thank goodness. So the next time you are getting chewed out by your mother, the next time you are getting chewed out by your father or whomever, remember the 4 words. They can help then too. This too shall pass. She ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. So you say that in your mind. I'll say, they cannot read your mind. When they fussing at you, they can't read your mind. So just be sitting there and standing there, whatever, getting chewed out and thinking, she ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. This too shall pass. Or this too shall pass. She ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. Or if it's in case of your daddy or whomever, this too shall pass. He ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. You see? That's all you have to do. And it'll make it easier for you to go through it, knowing that this too shall pass. Nothing lasts. You understand? So I would love to see y'all implement these 4 pillars in your life. If more people, pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. If more people developed and maintained a positive attitude, wouldn't the world be a better place? I think so. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If more people increased their level of patience, if more people taught patience to toddlers, wouldn't the world be a better place? Yes, it would. Pillar number 3, stay calm. If more people stayed calm and realized and understood that there is tremendous power in the ability to stay calm, wouldn't the world be a better place? Yes. And if more people remember the 4 words that will immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, frustration, anger, all of that ugliness. Those 4 words are, this too shall pass. If more people knew those 4 words and understood the concept, don't you think that the world would be a better place? Yes, I think so. So all I'm doing when I share this advice in my lives, I want people to implement the 4 pillars in their life. Understand that when you develop and maintain a positive attitude, that will cause you to want to increase your level of calmness. You will want to surround yourself with positive things. Then when you got those 2, but you don't really have to get one and then the other one, you can do them all simultaneously. Developing and maintaining a positive attitude. I told you exactly how you do that. You do it by writing a program, and here's the program that you write. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Say it and mean it with all your heart. And now I'm going to read y'all the words that will help you to develop and maintain a positive attitude. Include all of these kinds of traits in your life and living: joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, empathy, generosity, truth and honesty, compassion, faith. Those are characteristics of good, of positivity, you see? So I want to thank y'all for joining my live. And I also wanted to tell y'all, I'm really into relationships. Me and my man, his name is Pap. It's P-A-P. His real name is Fred. We have been together for 68 years. You heard that correctly. We have been together for 68 years, since we were both 13 years old. We've been married, we just celebrated 58 years of marriage on June 3rd. We celebrated our 58th wedding anniversary. We've been together since we were 13. He'll be 82 on the 22nd of this month. And I turned 81 on February 4th. Oh, I'm so happy to be 81 years old. Y'all just don't know. I hope and pray that y'all live to be 81. I had no idea I was going to live to be 81. You don't even think about that. But live the best life you can. Have a positive attitude. Stop with the anger. Anger ages you. That might get y'all's attention, especially the ladies. Anger ages you. Now, I'm going to tell you about 8 females that me and Pap know. 6 of them have a positive attitude, 2 of them have a negative attitude. I'm going to get back to this book. The best way to keep a man is to let him go. Me and Pap have been together for 68 years. This book is 64 pages. It's $9.99 at goodshortbooks.com. It's all about, now thank you. I wrote this book in 2008. But now, when I was 13 years old in 1957, thank you, Helen of Troy. I was 13 in 1957, and the ladies in our community, we did have a village, y'all. They schooled us about relationships. This is 1957, 58, when I was a teenager, 13, 14, 15. And I didn't write this book until 2008. I was seeing so many females doing and saying things that we were told not to do and say. So, like things like embarrassing their men in public, saying things that are derogatory about their relationship in public. So y'all probably know what I'm talking about. Y'all see that kind of stuff. So that's why I wrote this book. And it's 64 pages, which includes 22 pages of my own recipes. And Pap says that I am an incredible cook and that he lives in a 5-star restaurant. Okay, so now I wrote this book to help young ladies, especially. Men are buying this book too. Rasul Griffin, he's a guy, he said he calls it a masterpiece. So I have 22 pages of my own recipes in there. A lot of females take pride in not wanting to cook. And I'm going to tell you something. You better learn how to cook, because you don't know what's in the stuff that you go out and buy that's all at a restaurant or something. You don't know what they did to that food. Oh, they could have been digging up their behinds and then turn that over with their hand. Oh, let me tell you. So I don't trust all that stuff. Yeah, okay. I'm real paranoid about my food. So I like to cook. I enjoy cooking. But don't take pride in not knowing how to cook. Don't take pride in not wanting to cook. You know, it's much better to have some home-cooked meals. Don't live off of processed food. Don't live off of fast food, off of McDonald's and Burger King. Learn how to cook. I have 2 books that have 22 of my own recipes in it. I'm going to just read y'all the recipes. I start with desserts: apple pie, banana pudding, Aunt Yeti's pound cake. That's been in the family for years. I'm not even going to read all of them now. Pepper steak, skillet chicken and rice, chicken and dressing, cornbread, beans, greens, and cabbage. Okay. And Pap says that I'm an incredible cook. This book is $9.99 at goodshortbooks.com. And I wrote it for young ladies that are like 16, 17, not set in their ways and trying to learn about healthy relationships. So that's what I wrote it for. But it's been reviewed. A lot of people say it's good for any kind of relationship, if you've been married for a long time or newlyweds or whatever. So got good reviews on Amazon. Check it out, y'all. But now I'm closing down my live. And I want to thank y'all for joining it. And please implement oh yeah, it is. It's terrible. All kinds of chemicals in it. Y'all gonna have some health issues in the future that y'all need to think about this. Y'all really do. Cook. So I close down my lives with this book, My Simple Quotes to Live By. It's 90 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. It's 167 quotes that I coined. And I coined my first quote when I was 15 years old. And that quote states, never lose your hope and faith. Never lose your hope and faith. I coined this, my first quote, in 1959 at the age of 15. The occasion was my middle school graduation from Detroit's Sherrard Junior High School. Ninth graders were asked to document their message to their fellow classmates. That's what I said. I don't recall saying it, and I didn't know I was coining a quote. But I'm going to read a quote now to y'all that I do recall saying it or coining it, and I did know that I was coining a quote. And it was for a quote contest in 2011 or 13. I coined the quote and then submitted it to the contest. It was for a calendar, so they needed 12 quotes. Oh yeah, I love to cook. Oh, wonderful. Oh, pass the word, everybody. Just pass the word to tell people that you know about my lives, So, and TikTok replays them. They put them up. Not TikTok, YouTube. I just came over from TikTok. So forgive me because I'm trying to get it straight in my head. I'm on YouTube. So YouTube replays the lives. TikTok didn't, because on TikTok you can only do like 10-minute videos. My lives are 90 minutes. Okay. So here's the quote that I post to social media to encourage people to chase their dreams. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. I'm going to repeat it. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. Chase your dreams, people. Nobody can see your dream as clearly as you can, and you can't see anybody else's dream as clearly as they can. So don't allow anybody to poo-poo your dream, and don't you poo-poo anybody else's. Chase your dreams. In a lot of cases, there's more than one, okay? Now, this book is 90 pages. It's formatted. It's 2 quotes per page. The quotes are in all caps, separated by a black and white picture. It's 90 pages. This is what's on page 90, the end. So I'm going to open up the floor, and y'all can give me shout out or input page numbers 6 to 89. Now, It's Better to Die Chasing a Dream Never Caught is on page 11. So y'all can give me page numbers from 6 to 89, and I'm going to be on here for a few more minutes. In the meantime, I want to thank y'all for joining my live. I only have 7 people. 77 for Helen of Troy. 77. At the top of page 77, truth and honesty free your soul. So stop lying. At the bottom of page 77, Michael, I said pages 6 to 89. At the bottom of page 77, Family is the root of the tree of life. Okay. All right, I'm waiting for your next page, Michael. 6 to 89. All right. Can y'all live by those quotes? Give me some more page numbers, y'all. YouTube says I got 6 people on here. Give me some more page numbers. If I don't get any more page numbers, I'm going to be out of here. So come on, give me some more page numbers, y'all. Yes, truth and honesty. All right, Michael, page 9. At the top of page 9, under the skin, we are all the same. So what's the fuss? At the bottom of page 9, if you're involved in a mess, look at yourself first. Can y'all live by those quotes? All right, page 52. At the top of page 52, do not look only at the consequence. Look closely at the cause of the consequence. At the bottom of page 52, the truth cannot be customized. One size fits all. Can y'all live by those quotes? Thanks, Helen of Troy. Absolutely outstanding. Yeah. Can y'all live by those quotes? Okay. I got a couple more minutes. I'm going to get off of here at 5:35. So give me a couple more page numbers. You get a taste for the way these quotes are. It just amazed me. And I talk in quotes. A quote is liable to tumble out of my mouth at any given point in time. Come on, give me some more page numbers, y'all. I got another couple minutes. Then I'll be getting off of here. I want to thank y'all for joining my live, and please implement the 4 pillars. Develop and maintain a positive attitude, pillar number 1. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. Pillar number 3, stay calm. And pillar number 4, remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, all that ugliness could be inside of you. Page 34, at the top of page 34, this is for Helen of Troy. You're in deep trouble when you start to believe your own lies. At the bottom of page 34, kindness is contagious. Spread it around. Can y'all live by those quotes? All right, now this is the last one. This is for Michael. Page 20. At the top, ignorance of history is ignorance of self. At the bottom of page 20, what can you do to make the world a better place? Okay. Now, thank y'all for joining my live. I am out of here. This is my simple quotes to live by. You truly can live by the quotes in this book, 167 of them. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. Thank y'all for joining. Yes, and thank you so much. Oh, you're very welcome. I just appreciate y'all being here. Spread the word for me. I'm trying to grow my subscribers. I had close to, and it's still growing because I still am on TikTok. I post there every day, but I only do my lives here on YouTube now because TikTok is they're coming up with some new rules that I won't be able to follow. At least it's going to be difficult for me. So I'm going to do my lives here on YouTube. But I hope to grow my subscribers. That's what my goal is. So thank you for joining. I'll be back tomorrow. It's my last live of the week. It's my second week ending, okay? Thank y'all. Later.